Zero the equivalent of the
Oh,
Hulk?
100%. A belligerent monster that can't be killed.
The Hulk can't be killed.
Theoretically. I mean, I feel like Superman would be getting his ass kicked, and then he'd be like, there's no killing this beast. And unless Hulk turned into Bruce Banner for a second and went, kryptonite gun! Superman would get his ass beat. Don't get me wrong, like, Superman wouldn't do it, but after a while, Superman would be like, there's only one way to solve this. Grab Hulk by his little shorts and just throw him into the sun. Game over. That's how he wins. Don't get me wrong. Hulk's badass and can kill a fuck ton of people.
Yeah.
But unless he's got, like, that's the whole thing that makes Superman so OP is, like, when people are like, Marvel would beat DC. Well, if you want to get really technical, in the Marvel Universe, they don't have kryptonite. So technically...
Marvel has Hyperion.
But you don't technically know how that would... Don't get me wrong, Captain America...
Hyperion
we have
character.
the Hyperion collection.
Yeah. But, like, Captain America would beat Batman. Don't get me wrong about that kind of stuff. But with Superman...
What about Tony Stark?
Tony Stark wouldn't be like, oh, I know what this non-existent thing is. It doesn't exist in the Marvel
Well, if you're
universe.
combining the universes, then wouldn't they discover it eventually at some point? If they're combining the universe.
I feel like, but then, like, towards the end, like, halfway through, Dr. Manhattan would show up and just be like...
DC likes overpowered superheroes.
Like, DC would win solely because, like, halfway through the battle, like, Dr. Manhattan would win, and, like, if we watched Watchmen, like, he's literally the most... Like, we had a conversation about this, like, most OP... They literally made a god. Like, he is the equivalent of a god.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Background Noise Podcast today. We are here, and we're going to be talking about some comic book / comic book movie / comic book TV show / comic book video game. We're going to be talking all things DC and Marvel, basically. That's what we're going to be talking about. Mainly DC, because we want to talk about the DC TV shows. And let's go around and introduce ourselves. I'm Harrison.
I'm Seth, and I've never seen any of the DC shows. Woo! Don't know what we're talking about.
Okay, my name's Donald. I've watched Arrow.
Hi,
3 seasons of it. What I don't get. So we're sitting Harrison, Seth, Jake, and then me. And I'm like,
I'm the special guest, though.
We're gonna go we're gonna go clockwise here.
So we're both...
Jake just pointed at me, and I'm thinking, let's go clockwise.
No. I wanted you, because I wanted my, like, special guest intro.
And special guest,
Jake Truemper. Yeah,
What
thank
you
you.
fail to realize is that
Thank
since
you.
there's no video, they have no idea where we're sitting.
Yeah,
well, I just explained though clockwise.
Thank you
Harrison went
so
first,
much.
then.
I've watched every DC, Marvel show / movie, almost every animated version, and I know a lot of lore, so I'm ready.
Okay.
So, quiz show.
We were just talking about, like, what if
me.
DC faced off against Marvel, I guess.
Trivia pursuit.
And I gotta say, part of what makes Marvel so appealing is that none of their characters are really overpowered.
Except for Doctor Doom. He literally does not exist on a physical plane. Like,
yeah, but that's the villain. They don't have any superheroes that are
No one
overpowered.
Oh, yeah,
exists
true. They
on
don't
a
have...
physical plane. Snakes.
That was great. Thank you, Seth. Thank you.
Snakes on a plane.
But, you know, I definitely know what you mean. In the comics, they do... Compared to the movies, in the movies, they humanize them a lot more. But, like, in the comics, at one point, the Hulk literally takes 2 planets and...
Smashes them together, I know.
Yeah, so, like, in the comics, they make their characters slightly more OP. But in the movies, I definitely get how that's, like, appealing. Is it's a little bit more, like, believable that it could
But, like,
happen.
let's be real here. Even in the comics, Hulk would not beat Doomsday, which is his equivalent.
Yeah, no. He would not. He would... Because, again, Doomsday's the type of person that needs freaking kryptonite. Or, like, he needs kryptonite to be defeated. And the Hulk doesn't know... Hulk's not going to know that unless he, like, turned into Bruce Banner for a quick second. Do you agree there, Donald?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
I was telling him I liked his blanket. It's
I thought you were asking, like, if I was glad that you didn't drip queso on my floor. I thought that was what you were referencing.
I was saying I like your blanket.
I think there was some
Yeah, I was like,
miscommunication
look, no
there.
queso.
A little bit. So we were, the reason why I decided to talk about the DC television shows today is because I feel like we've ragged on DC a lot, which
Yeah.
is
Everyone
frankly
but Zack.
deserved for their movies.
Hey, Wonder
But
Woman's
we
good.
don't. But we don't talk. But we haven't talked about like the good stuff that DC has put out, and they have put out plenty of good stuff. They're a good company, and they have good content, good characters. It's just we've only talked about like their movies, which are. And then we talked about Injustice 1, which was...
I think Injustice 1's storyline is good, and when you got to the fight scenes, the animation was good, but, like, in the story, the animation looked like my 8th grade friend drew them.
Yeah, but I'm not... Yeah, okay, but I'm not talking about the story. It's a fighting game.
Yeah.
So the main aspect of any fighting game is really the gameplay.
I thought the graphics were pretty good for that part.
Yeah, the graphics were fine. My issue with it was that you could low kick anyone and win.
That was literally the most they had a few characters like Deathstroke, when you literally would just have guns and you could shoot them from halfway across the map. Like, so if you had some slow, so I get what you're saying.
But meanwhile, we played Injustice 2 on Versus, Colin and I, and it's really good. I like it. I actually went out and bought it today.
Lit.
So
You're getting the money from selling your TV.
Yeah, Jake.
How much did you sell the TV for?
$15.
Hey, yeah.
What TV are you talking
about?
So
man.
we were helping Jake move out of his storage unit, and he had just this like little Toshiba
TV, man.
TV.
How big was it?
It was like 13 inches, maybe. It was really tiny. But
It was like a 24-inch. I thought it was a 24-inch.
No, I don't think it
I
is.
think it was like 13.
Oh, great. Okay.
But so he was like, "I'm not gonna use this because I have a TV."
Yeah.
An actual TV?
Yeah, he has real TVs.
Yeah.
Real TVs?
Real
Like,
TVs, man.
opposed
Not
to
this
the fictional.
fake not TV was small and insignificant.
So I gave it to me and Seth, and we went by a pawn shop today.
I feel like that'd be like one of those TVs that you see in TV shows, where it's like some older lady has like a little tiny TV next to her bath. You know what I'm talking about? Like them rich people that have like TVs.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I get what you're saying, like a bathroom TV.
Yeah, like bathroom TV.
As much as I'd love a bathroom TV, I just don't think I've got
I think
room
that's
for it.
insanely inconvenient to have a TV in your bathroom.
Right? This thing's gonna...
That's how the government
Fall in your
watches
toilet.
you.
Oh,
Yeah, fall in your toilet.
yeah.
Jake, they clearly do it through your microwave.
Yes, that's how you get watched.
I was really hoping there was a microwave in this room, but there isn't.
No.
Alrighty.
Anyways,
Not yet.
we sold it for $15. I went out and we went to Video Games, etc., and I was hoping that they had one, and they did. They had a used copy of Injustice 2.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
$8 cheaper.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude, people have beaten the
It's
crap
only
out of it.
$8 cheaper.
Hey man, that's $8
That is
cheaper,
$8
man.
that you save, man.
Anyways, it's a real good game. So, my only disappointment with Injustice 2 is Deathstroke isn't in it.
Right, they replaced him with Deadshot, which was solely because of the whole Suicide Squad thing.
Well, I'm fine with Deadshot. I like Deadshot, but
Deathstroke was OP, man.
Deathstroke is awesome.
You literally pull out a sniper and just shoot someone all the way across the map. Like, it didn't even matter. Like, you just wreck anyone's day with him. Like, you could be the worst player ever, but you were good with Deathstroke.
No, you could be the worst player ever, and you're good with flash down low kick.
Oh my god, this is screw Flash. Alrighty, but speaking of Flash, there's a lot of good
There's some DC shows.
DC shows out there. DC shows out there.
Because yeah, as we meant, as I said at the beginning of this, the movies are, they're not their anime movies. Their anime movies are good. Their live action movies less so.
Lackluster, yeah.
Their TV shows are phenomenal. I love their TV.
Yeah,
shows.
what's considered like the Arrowverse, because it all started with the Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say each season. So far for me, I've noticed it's the season. I call it the season 3 curse. With Arrow, season 1 and season 2 were nearly perfect, and season 3 hit the low, and then lost a lot of fans who just decided to criticize it. And then season 4 and season 5 for me were phenomenal as well. And then with Flash for me as well, it kind of got lackluster in season 3 for me.
See, I actually, I've watched Arrow up to season 3, and then after that, I just haven't.
Exactly, because
So
people
that
start
kinda-
to lose interest at season
kinda
3
proves your
because
point.
the Arrow kind of goes a little. It just went a little flat. They missed the thing that really didn't. There was less. You're getting shot with an arrow. More Cupid is making me fall in love with these women. Like I like
With an arrow!
No, I liked Felicity. I liked Felicity, the character Felicity, because she's pretty like OP with her mind and everything. Like, damn, she gets shit done. But like, I'm not there for the love story. I'm there to watch a bad guy get capped with an arrow.
I don't know. I'm there to see the character
develop, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm there for the development. Don't
And
get me
in the
wrong.
process.
That's part of the character development.
But it's like, I feel like
think
their
they're
main
right.
thing should be his crusade to fight, not his love story. Like there's,
But he's not Batman.
If I
He's
see it,
The Green Arrow.
he calls
they
it his.
tried to develop too many people at once. I think
Yeah.
At the end of season 3, they're trying to bring in Black Canary. They're trying to bring
Yeah, they
in
did bring in a lot of characters,
people.
but at the same time, though, they introduced a lot. They introduced Roy Harper, who's Arsenal in season 2, and so they didn't need to reintroduce him. They bring in Speedy. Most of their characters are introduced in season 2. It's just I feel like they try to make too many storylines in season 3, so they kind of started to do less action or character development, which is fine. But like, if you focus more on the character development rather than the whole action part, which is what your fans want, you start to lose a little bit. Which is, most people I talk to are like, yeah, I stopped watching after season 3. I'm like, no, don't stop watching. Watch it again, you'll love it. It's great.
Anna, my girlfriend, says that she said it seemed a little. What did she say? A little fake.
In season 3?
No, season 1.
Season what?
She said I can't
Seems
remember
fake?
I can't remember what she said.
Because none of it's real.
I'm gonna text her right now.
It's
Over-
a dream.
She
just Overall,
didn't like
as a
it.
whole-
cheesy. She thought it was too cheesy.
But people are just getting murdered by arrows. Yeah, that's really cheesy. Yeah. Huh.
Who kills people with arrows?
Arrows, yeah.
Come on. Everyone knows what to use.
cheesy.
A little cheesy.
A little sharp.
Overall, I'd say out of like a scale of 1 to 10 on the little Jaco meter here, as a whole, I give it like a solid 7.5 to
Out of
8.
Jake.
Yeah.
A
You know what?
Jake
I'll give it 8 Jakes out of 10 Jakes.
Well, 5 schmeckles. That's 7 Gerples.
Oh, I'll give it a 7.5 pops of the corn.
We've only seen up to season 3.
And maybe that's my up to season 3 analysis.
What about you, Harrison? What is your synopsis so far?
Well, Arrow is good. My issue with Arrow is eventually all of the fight scenes feel the same.
the same. Yep. Yeah. No. I say.
Because, like, with Flash, with Supergirl, with Legends of Tomorrow, every fight scene feels unique to me in that. Because the Flash, he has super speed, so oftentimes he uses similar tactics, but all of his villains have different superpowers.
And I think that's where they messed up with, like, season 2 has Slade Wilson. Freaking awesome character, did an amazing job of it. That's why it was nearly perfect. But then they bring in Ra's al Ghul, who, again, great character and everything, but him and Slade are very similar in this storyline. And then you get to season 4, which is freaking, like, Damien Dark, who's this OP dude who uses magic and stuff, and it's completely different now. And I feel like that would have been the good middle, rather than having the two most similar. Like,
Although, I gotta say, I really liked the mountain fight scene between
yes, that was pretty
Ra's al Ghul and Oliver Queen.
cool. He just gets freaking wrecked. Oliver just gets demolished, which is pretty cool. I just think, like,
season 4, right?
no,
That's season 3.
Is it the end of
It's
season
because
3?
like season 1 has like Malcolm Merlin, followed by Slade Wilson, followed by
Because Slade Wilson's
season 2, followed by Ra's al Ghul, followed by Damien Dark, and then season 5 is a character named Prometheus. And I think overall,
Release guy.
the most unique villain so far for me has been either Damien Dark or Prometheus.
Mhm.
Just because Damien Dark is so OP, and I feel like he helped save.
Well, season 1 was interesting because it was a lot more about just the corruption in the city in general.
Yes.
With the overriding factor being Malcolm Merlin is trying to destroy the city. And the reason why there's this list of names is because it's people that Malcolm Merlin was working with, even though they all were corrupting the city in their own separate ways.
Mhm.
Yes, stolen.
Malcolm Merlin looks like Tom Cruise.
Malcolm Merlin
Thank
is
you.
played by
Tom Cruise looks like Tom Cruise.
He's not Tom Cruise.
He looks like Tom Cruise.
Yes, I know.
John Barrowman.
That is correct. Not Tom Cruise, though. He keeps showing up everywhere
Does
now,
Tom
though.
Cruise
John Barrowman-
play John Barrowman?
the
who
first-
plays
no.
this Malcolm dude.
The first place where
Tom
John
Cameron
Barrowman had like a
plays
really
Tom
big
Cruise.
role was Doctor Who.
Oh, okay, I know who. Yeah.
Who did he play?
He
Wait,
played Captain Jack Harkness, the one
Captain Jack
American in that show.
Yeah. The one thing I think that's cool about it is like in the season 1, you're like the entire time like screw this guy, I hate him. But as like the seasons go on, you learn to like hate Malcolm Merlin. Sometimes you'll be like, oh hell yeah, he's helping go Malcolm Merlin. And other times like I hate him so much. Like I have such a love-hate with him.
Like when he uses Thea to get Oliver to go challenge
I
Ra's
get
al Ghul?
so pissed. I was like, Jesus. But then he'll be like, she's my daughter. I want to
Wait.
save her.
Quick question. Is it Raish al Ghul or Ra's al Ghul?
It's
Raj.
how you want to pronounce. Honestly,
I thought
it's
Raj.
pronounced either way.
Is say Ra's al Ghul and Arkham Knight.
They do, and
That's
then
what
in
I'm
like some of the
saying, yeah.
comics and some of the original comics, it's like Ray Shaw.
I'm sorry, but in the original comics,
They didn't pronounce it
Yeah.
because it was just
when they were read, if you hear them read by the writers and everything, some people call it
They're
Ray,
wrong.
but it's
The writers are
I
wrong.
I go by
Well, like,
The movies are always right.
well,
they,
like
they wrote
Nissa
it, they didn't read it.
al Ghul in
Out
Arrow
loud.
calls him Raish al
yeah,
Ghul.
exactly, because that's like the right way to pronounce it. So then it's just the American way to say Ra's al Ghul.
all of the American characters, even Malcolm Merlin, who was a member of the League of Assassins, call him Ra's al
Guys,
Ghul.
yeah, it's just easier to say Ra's. I think it's just like there's one character that was like, we gotta go stop Ra's al Ghul. No,
Ra's al Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul. Ra's al Ghul. Just say Ra's. Just say Ra's. Good enough.
Ra's
Ra's
al
al
Ghul.
Ghul.
Ra's al Ghul.
Also, okay, an issue I have is they switched Starling City to Star City.
I like to think that's because of Flashpoint.
You like to think that, but I'm watching through season 3 again. I'm on season 3, and in the first episode of season 3, they introduced Ray Palmer, the Atom, and he says, "I'm here to save Star City." Later on in the season, everyone else is still calling it Starling City. So why the fuck?
I actually don't know then. Damn it, Ray Palmer.
Ray calls it Star City, but everyone else is still calling it Starling.
He's from a different time when it's called Star City.
No, he's
Nope.
there
Time
with them.
traveling.
No,
Nope, he's
that's
just
later.
a regular person.
I like Seth.
He time travels
Seth-
eventually.
Seth's right.
I'm
Seth's
trying
right.
to make
Seth's
So
right.
overall,
I
Harrison-
hadn't seen these shows.
Overall, it's a
Seth,
good
you're
show.
right.
Yeah.
So, like, what would you
Right,
rate
so-
it before we move on to the
Don't
Flash?
visit me.
How
I
many
like the
Jakes
Arrow.
out of how many Jakes?
I don't know. I don't. The Arrow's not my favorite one. I'd probably give it like a 7.
7 Jakes out of 10 Jakes? Cool, we got an 8 and a
Sure.
7 rank. Alright.
7 Jakes.
Well, the
10
next
out
show
of 10.
after the Arrow to come up was
The Flash.
The Flash.
And I gotta say, that was really. I wasn't expecting that because I don't read the comics really.
Mm-hmm.
So, Dolan, you would probably know this. They introduced Barry Allen, season 2.
Yeah, no, that was funny as hell. I thought that was so cool how they did that.
Remember, he was from Central
It's
City.
been a long ass time since I've watched here.
And he has like
He
a thing
goes-
with Felicity in a way.
Yeah.
No, they definitely have a thing. But the,
No, not
well,
really.
Not anymore.
In the Arrow, they did a little bit.
Stop. Let me say.
Okay.
Gosh. Everybody that's watching this is gonna think I'm gay.
Oh my god, okay.
Just because like I accidentally like transitioned into that voice.
It's
That,
okay,
like,
man.
I call that. I
You
call
wanna
that
you wanna
gay
finish your
voice.
thoughts though?
stress-
Anyway, my thought is they acted as if they were gonna have a thing in season 2.
Yep.
When they first met, and then he got
Then he goes into
then
a coma.
Then he got the zooms.
He goes into a coma
He
for like
gets-
6
he
months.
got the zooms.
He gets struck by lightning.
He goes into a
He gets
coma
the
for 6
zooms.
months.
He gets the
As you do.
zooms.
And when you get superpowers,
Oh, one thing I want to talk about
Gets
quick,
the zooms.
back on Arrow, is why the fuck can like Thea and Roy hang with Oliver?
Hang? You mean
Like hang on an equal playing field with
Oh,
Oliver?
they're not on
Oh,
an
I thought
equal
you
playing
meant
field.
like go get a beer together.
Yeah,
No.
I was like, what's
They
wrong
are
with that?
not on an equal playing field. The only time Roy's on an equal playing field is when he's got the super soldier serum. Or whatever the fuck's in his veins. Otherwise, not on even
Isn't
playing.
Roy the
When-
actor that plays him gay?
Maybe.
Isn't he? He's
What's
the
with you
he's
and gay this whole
He's Thea's boyfriend.
Yes.
Yeah, he's gay. He's a gay.
Yeah,
actor.
I know he is.
Then why didn't you say yes?
Because I was kind of confused how you said it. I thought you were like, does he play him as a gay guy? I was like, no, he has a thing with. He has a thing
I know
with
he
Thea.
doesn't.
And then like Thea is really good because she's literally been resurrected, and the Lazarus Pit gives you certain abilities.
But no, not in season 3.
Yeah, no, she doesn't. She's not. He goes easy. Like if you watch season 5, he recruits some new people, and like literally halfway through, like he wants to do something, and his group stands against him. And they're like, "We're gonna stop you then." And they like think they have a chance because they've been practicing with him, and like it looks like they're doing good. Literally, each one goes to throw a punch. He literally knocks them all down within like one move, and they're like, "Oh fuck, that was him trying," and he just like walks away. So like you realize that. He goes easy on his team, but not too easy where they're weak, but just easy enough where he doesn't kill them by training them. So,
My favorite scene of Arrow is when
Okay.
wow, that's great, Donald.
my favorite scene of Arrow is when what was it? the Flash thinks he's like super good and gonna be super fast, and like the arrow can't hit him. Green arrow, then it just shows him up and shoots him in the shoulder.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Wasn't it the shoulder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shot him in the shoulder during training. But speaking of the Flash, though, I thought that was a really cool way to cross it over. Was having him show up in it, like just as Barry Allen. I was like, right when I watched it, I was like, nerdgasm. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome.
If you watch a lot of TV, you'll notice that's how they do spin-offs in general.
Yeah. Except I was just interested how they. I found it interesting how they didn't like introduce a Flash character though. They would rather introduce him as his like alter ego Barry Allen first instead of being like, here's the Flash. They're like, here's Barry Allen.
Well, I'm glad they did that because that's not like a thoroughly known backstory.
Yeah, Barry. Yeah, there's been a few. There's so many freaking Flashes. Like,
whereas like Batman, everyone knows why Batman is Batman.
They said this is Bruce Wayne. Oh, well, there's Batman. Like, so I gave it.
I'm not gonna lie. Before I saw Iron Man, I didn't know how I like Iron Man's original story. But then, like,
well, yeah.
Sorry, that just made me think of like the.
No, there's a lot of superheroes that have become mainstream that now everyone knows their story, but before they were mainstream, people just knew the name.
Batman and Superman were the only ones that people were like, oh hey, I know.
That like or Spider-Man, Batman,
Superman, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
those are like those were the.
Wolverine. They didn't know the backstory, but they knew the character
Wolverine
because X-Men was really popular.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And you know.
Hey, Logan was amazing.
I'm not saying it's not anymore. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying there was a time period where it wasn't that popular, and then it's come back with Logan and Days of Future Past.
But now there's like now characters can be more mainstream, and that's what I like about the Flash is like how well they do. Like in the first season, I love what they did with Reverse Flash, and then second season I love what they did with Zoom. And I just really like their adaptations from the comics. But then in season 3, the reason I don't love it is I felt like the guy was like, comic book number 1 of Flashpoint? Alright, read that, ready to write a script about it now. Like, I felt like he didn't fully read Flashpoint.
See, I never really
and then make a Flashpoint.
I never really got into Flash.
Is it the time travel? Is it the confusingness?
I don't know. I just never really got like, I don't know.
The Flash is my favorite one.
Yeah, it's good.
I've seen a couple scenes from it. I've Like, I think I've watched like maybe part of the first season.
It's good. I really like
because I've seen him time travel and.
We should probably put a little spoiler alert thingy just in case.
Well, it's definitely. I'm just gonna put it in the title,
yeah,
dude. Like,
I'd say there's
we're gonna be talking about all of the TV shows.
Yeah, so. I'm trying to talk a little less about the last seasons. But in season 1, if you haven't watched it yet, just the Reverse Flash reveal is probably one of the coolest things. You think that Barry's because like this man plays like Barry's father figure and is like pushing him to be better, and then at the last second it's just like
fuck you.
It's like haha.
He's the guy in the wheelchair, isn't he? And he just becomes like
I forgot he was in a wheelchair. He's literally in a wheel. Oh my god.
He did everything he could to fool them into thinking he wasn't.
Or like when he kills Cisco, but then they change it. But when he first killed Cisco, I was like, no!
When he killed Cisco, I was like, they're gonna figure out a way to retcon everything that just happened in this episode.
They have to. I was like, there's no way Cisco can die.
And then Barry time travels.
Yeah. Or I thought it was a cool. I just thought it was cool overall. And then how his son kills himself at the end, but doesn't even do shit. And when Eddie shoots himself, doesn't even matter because have you seen season 3?
Yeah.
So you know how
he was trapped in like the time.
Yeah, what's the main villain's name? Savitar.
Oh, Savitar.
So Savitar wants to be expanded on every second of every time, right? Mm-hmm. That's what Reverse Flash already has. That's how Reverse Flash does everything. Is he already exists like that? So he's like literally all powerful.
No, the explanation they gave was that Reverse Flash was in the time stream. And
he has a better.
Then Eddie was killed, and so he came out, and he still existed because he was in the time stream when that happened.
I see.
It's confusing, and it's not how time travel would actually work.
In Rebirth and everything,
time travel
they
doesn't
have
exist.
They have it be more like
never could exist.
More or less exist. In the comics they kind of do a much better explanation, but they seem to make it more like he has a much better control over the Time Force in the sense of like he almost exists at every time. Like he's the closest one to what Savitar wanted to do. Like he has a very good control of the timeline. That's why he's never dying.
And have you ever heard of an Einstein-Rosen bridge, Dolan? It's the concept of time travel.
We can travel forward in time, just not backwards.
Well, the idea with an Einstein-Rosen bridge is that you could open the starting point at any point in time.
As long as you weren't alive.
What?
Like in my way, I think that like the only way time travel can actually work is if you go to a time period in which you weren't alive. Because if you go to a time when you are alive, you can meet yourself, and that would cause the whole butterfly effect. Unless it was like a minute before your deathbed, then it wouldn't affect anything, because then you're just gonna die in a minute. So I'd be like, dude, you're gonna die.
This is the lottery number. Go be a millionaire.
30 seconds.
You got 30 seconds.
Go, go, go!
Yeah, I don't know.
Downstairs.
I think time travel is conceivable, but it has to do with quantum physics and black holes. That's a conversation for a later day.
Nah, man, forget DC. They're trash.
Speaking of time... Oh, wait, we gotta rank the Flash. For Flash, for me, I'd say... As
How
a
many
whole...
Z102.9s does he get?
As a whole, I'm gonna give him 8.5 Jakes out of 10 Jakes.
Wow, don't even go with my rating method.
No,
That's
screw
fine.
you, man. What about you, Harrison? What do you
That's
rank
fine.
him? Or do you got anything else you want to talk about
Screw
the
the
Flash?
DC universe.
Right. Kid Flash.
Why is Kid Flash faster?
That's stupid.
Freaking A.
Kid Flash is... Okay, so Kid Flash is introduced in Season 3.
Okay.
And he gets his powers in the Flashpoint area, and then Barry undoes Flashpoint, and then he gets his powers back because Savitar, for some reason, has the ability to do that with the Philosopher's Stone.
Okay.
And so then he's fast, and he runs, and apparently he gets faster than Barry, the Flash.
Which, like,
Less surface area.
in some comics...
Yeah, there you go. Less wind resistance.
Exactly.
I think he's a little bit bigger mass-wise. Like, he's not taller than Barry, but he's definitely bulkier than Barry.
Mm-hmm.
But, in some comics, Wally's faster, but I feel like they shouldn't have done it this way because they kind of do their whole thing about Barry. And in Season 3, people are already on the fuck Barry train. Like, even I got on that train for a little bit because literally everyone... They focus so much on Flashpoint being his fault. Like, halfway through, I found myself being like, yeah, screw you, Barry, I hate you, even though you're the main hero. Because everyone hates him.
There's a 3-part crossover episode between Arrow, Flash, and Legends of Tomorrow that happens. Oh, and Supergirl, but there's only 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're all there, and then they find out that Barry created Flashpoint, and so they're all going off to save the president. And Barry's like, I'm just going to stay here. I don't think that you guys want me there. And they're like, yeah, you're fucking right. And they start going, and the Arrow's like, guys, we're all going to go. I don't care. I'm going to be with Barry. I'm going to be where Barry is. He brought this team together. We're all going to go. And and if Barry's not there, I'm going to be with Barry. And then his sidekick, the Arrow's sidekick, John Diggle's like, well then, Oliver, you're going to stay here.
And just leaves.
And
And
they
he's
leave.
like the 2 main people that you need just leave. It's so funny. Like, and it's literally Barry's like, you know, at least I didn't cause this alien invasion. Last episode, the reason we're here is for the Flash metahuman for his time-traveling abilities. It's just like, God damn it, Flash. Like, you just get so mad. And then, like, one of his lovable things is he's the fastest man alive. So not only are you kind of on the I hate you, Flash train in Season 3, you're also in the you're not even the fastest man alive anymore, Flash. Go screw yourself. They're like, you just suck now.
Technically, he's the fastest man alive, and then he's the Kid Flash.
Kid Flash isn't that young. Kid Flash is like...
Kid Flash is a college-aged man.
Yeah, he's like
What
20.
the hell? Well, does he live out of his parents' house?
Does he? I think so, yes. He's has.
Well, he lives in the dorms for a while, and then
I was gonna
moves
try to
in
find an
with...
excuse for him to be like calm.
He's Kid Flash because he's the younger...
But Barry also lives with his dad.
Yeah, so...
Is he really?
I just thought that was funny how they were just like, hey, let's just make Kid Flash faster, just to make Barry even less intriguing.
Okay,
in Season
so I was
3.
thinking of
That's-
like a 12, 13-year-old kid.
Yeah,
So,
no.
yeah, that's why I was like less.
No, you know what's weird is in some of the comics, Wally West is actually a Flash, not Kid Flash.
You know who's the best superhero?
Who?
Shazam.
Shazam! That'd be cool to see.
Shazam! Oh
They've
my
had
God.
the Black Adam like casted as Dwayne The Rock Johnson for the past 3 years and don't even have a plan for a Shazam movie or Shazam showing up anytime. They just literally said The Rock will be Black Adam if Shazam like.
If we ever do anything with Shazam, it's gonna be him.
Can we just talk for a second about how in Injustice 1, Superman brutally murders
That
Billy?
was so messed up. He literally shoots lasers through his eyes.
So, Billy is like a actual 12-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And then if he
Turns
says
into
Shazam,
when he says Shazam. And so Shazam is on Superman's side in Injustice 1. And as the story progresses, Superman does some bad things, and Billy's like, "Yo, I'm not okay with this anymore. We shouldn't do this. I'm out." And so as he's walking away, Superman's like, "Nah," grabs his skull and just lasers through his eyes.
Right before Billy says Shazam, like Billy's about to say Shazam, he freezes Billy's mouth and then shoots lasers through his eyes. So I was like, oh my god. Don't do this, Superman. Dead.
And that's what convinces the Flash to stop being with Superman.
The Flash is like, yeah, I probably should stop supporting Superman now. He's a cold-blooded killer. So what's your Jake rate of Flash?
9.
9 Jakes out of 10 Jakes?
I love the Flash.
It's a good show. Alrighty, speaking of all that time travel though now.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow is the DC equivalent of Doctor Who.
Yeah, and they just drag someone. They're like, hey, who's from Arrow that we can use? Hey, who's from Flash that we can use? And they just kind of use a little bit of everybody.
It's low-key like if you took Doctor Who and just superhero and like just general superhero movies and mashed them together.
And it works oddly well.
It does. Okay, so what happens in Legends of Tomorrow is, like Jake said, there's just characters from every from Arrow and Flash that come in, and how do I explain this? And they've
been recruited.
Yeah.
So they're recruited under like false pretenses, being told that they're going to be legends that save the Earth. But then throughout season 1, you find out that the reason they were picked up is because if they died, their impact was so small it wouldn't actually have mattered. And then you also go to find out that the reason that they were recruited was for a selfish reason for the captain to save his daughter in the future by killing Vandal Savage.
But their captain, who runs the time ship, is a British guy.
Yeah, he's
with
British.
A large trench coat.
How did you not know he was evil right from the start?
He's not evil. He's a good guy.
He's not really evil. He just has
Manipulative.
he's hypocritical because he's like, you can't change the timeline to save your sister Laurel who died in Arrow, but I want to save my daughter. So
well, but he gives reason for that. He says, if you had been there, you would have died too, and so would your father.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, and yeah, that's a good point. It's just like overall, like throughout the show, the character development was phenomenal. Like, there's the fucking fire guy in Ice, Captain Cold, and then Rory. Heatwave. And their dynamic I loved. Mm-hmm. And then, again, spoilers, when Captain Cold sacrifices himself, that was just amazing. Like, that was really good. And then, because they have to kill, like, straight up, there's like, you're introduced to Vandal Savage, who they have to stop, which they do. And then you're also introduced to freaking the Time Lords, and it's like, oh, cool, the Time Lords make sure that time's well
they're
kept.
Time Masters. Time Lords are Doctor Who.
Yeah, no, sorry. Time Masters. And you're like, oh, dude, these Time Masters are awesome. They're making sure everything's fine, and they want to stop Vandal Savage. Like, some of the last episodes, all of a sudden, it's like, we like Vandal Savage and his Holocaust, basically, so he's cool. So then they're literally just like, oh, fuck this dude. They just blow up the Time Masters. They just murder them. They just straight up murder all the Time Masters.
Here's my question. So in the 3-part crossover episode between Supergirl, The Flash, Arrow, and Legends of Tomorrow, the aliens come and they're after Barry because he's able to time travel and he went back and changed the time. Why the fuck aren't they after the Legends of Tomorrow?
Because the Legends of Tomorrow don't create such extreme timelines.
But Barry fixed it. So why the fuck do they care?
He like half-assedly fixed it. And
I mean, it's not affecting shit.
Well, no, the difference is the reason the Legends of Tomorrow travel through time is they have the technology from it, which is a galaxy kind of thing.
Which was clearly given to them by Barry.
No, Time Masters. Time Masters are the ones who created the concept.
Where do you think they got the concept of time travel? Barry created Gideon. And Gideon is on the time ship.
Yeah, no, that's it's Barry's too OP, because he literally found out time travel and just gave it to all these people. So you want to kill the source. You don't want to kill the symptoms. You want to kill the source of it. So they're like...
But couldn't you just get the ability to go back and kill him before he was even born? With the time travel?
Therefore...
No, Time Masters are dead. We're talking about the aliens right now.
No, he's talking about Flash, though.
Yeah, we're talking about Flash. Because you said he's the person that created it all, so why can't they just go to the people... What was the show called again?
Which one? Legends of Tomorrow?
Flash and Legends are friends.
No, I'm saying these aliens that want Barry for the time traveling just go to the Legends of Tomorrow.
He doesn't know where they are. He can't just be like, yo, let me go to this planet and kill all these aliens before they're buried.
The aliens go
Okay.
to
The aliens
find the
go to
Legends of Tomorrow.
kill all them, take their ship, then they go back, kill Barry's mom, and
That's a really
Well, no,
That's a
Barry's
really
mom
cool-
has to die.
game over.
No, he's
Also-
talking about kill Barry's mom before Barry's born.
Oh, I'm
I'm
saying...
not talking about just killing her mom just because Barry Allen, he can time travel. I'm gonna go kill
No,
his mom.
the
That way he can-
the aliens
be a
don't
dick.
want war or murder. They literally just want the OP person that can threaten time itself.
As if that won't start a war. Come on.
So my question is, why didn't the Time Masters go after Barry in the first place? There's a couple of plot holes.
Well, the reason Time Masters don't go is the Time Masters are technically it's still on like a certain timeline in a sense. It's kind of hard to explain, but like by the time Flashpoint is created, the Time Masters have literally just been eradicated from existence. So like even if they had foreseen it happening, they couldn't do anything. They're gone. They're just eradicated. Their asses are dead.
Oh yeah, that's true, because
They're-
that was season 1 of Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, so like even if they foresaw it before they could even stop it, they got murdered. So then the new Time Masters, which are literally just the legends, are going to be a little biased.
But I don't know, if I were the aliens, I'd hire a time pirate. There's time pirates.
Except
How are you
Time Pirates,
comfortable in that chair?
since the Time Masters were all wiped out, most of the Time Pirates got pretty wiped out as well.
But they're what's causing all of
Or the Time Bounty Hunters, all them got pretty wiped out.
They're what's causing all the a lot of
Like the zombie apocalypse and the Civil War was caused by a Time Pirate. Freaking Time Pirates!
Yeah, in Legends of Tomorrow, there's a zombie apocalypse
Which is kind of cool.
during the Civil War.
This string is like going up your butt.
It
looks
What?
weird. It looks weird.
Alright,
I'm sorry.
I mean this chair's pretty comfortable, but you can criticize my chair, that's fine.
I'm not criticizing it, I'm just saying it
You know what?
looks funny.
Overall, I'd say Legends of Tomorrow is actually like one of my favorite shows in the DC. I don't know why I love it so much, but this one, I'll give it a freaking 9 Jakes out of 10 Jakes.
I agree.
You
Oh
know,
my god. Okay, so the end of season 2, they beat the Reverse Flash, who was time
Which is
traveling
dope.
and trying
Screw
to...
the reverse. I hate the Reverse Flash so much. He's so OP. There's another thing. DC versus Marvel. Reverse Flash and Flash literally just go, alright, and Zoom, all three of them, and Savitar, and just every speedster. Alright, back in time, all of us, and kill everyone's parents. Literally, almost every single character is gonna have a mom or dad or something that created them. Like, if you think about, like, there's Wally West as a speedster, there's Jay as a speedster, there's just so many speedsters. Just run back in time and just, freaking speed hand, dead. War's over
Yes,
before
stolen.
it starts.
What do you think would happen is if Kid Flash, Inverse Flash, right? That's his name.
Reverse Flash.
Reverse Flash.
Inverse.
Shut up. Superman and yeah. What do you think would happen if they ran at each other like full speed? They all ran at
Supernova.
each other? That's what I was thinking. Like a nuclear bomb just goes.
No, worse. It's
Well,
literally Supernova.
You know the Large Hadron Collider?
No.
It's that particle accelerator that sends two particles at each other.
Yeah.
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 It's in CERN in
Literally,
Switzerland.
I'm saying it's like 6 superheroes running into
Yeah,
each
I know.
other.
It'd be like that, except
The-
instead of one hydrogen atom, an entire person.
Just
So
think
it'd
about
probably blow up the
think-
entire
Think about our entire solar system, then
Our
think about the
solar system.
trillions of galaxies that are out there. I just see like someone like a bird's eye view of it, and all of a sudden it just all like, oh, vroom, boosh, and just like remakes it. Like,
Oh, the Big Bang Theory. That's how we were all born.
yeah. And then
That's what happened. That's why we all exist. This is just lore told through hieroglyphics.
Colin and I were talking this one time, and we were like, okay, in like 1,000 years, if our civilization gets wiped out and humans are still around, they're gonna find all of our cities and stuff and find comic book shops, and they're gonna find these books, and they're gonna think that we worshipped people who we thought could run faster than time.
just, they worship someone called Barry Allen.
Like, literally, think about
The
it. They're
Flash.
gonna find...
Well, and they're not gonna like, and it's not gonna be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll be like comic book number 44 and 12, and they'll be like, what the hell is even happening in this?
According to the book of The Amazing Flash, issue 44.
And they're gonna be like, oh, but people warred over the differences between their religions of Marvel
Well, in
and
DC. There were many wars fought over these two.
That is a very interesting concept, actually, if you think about it. if
Aztecs.
extraterrestrial life,
Oh, extraterrestrial life. Okay.
if they were able to find the Earth, say we all just die, we just all die like right now, and everything stays. Do you think there's gonna come a point where they're gonna have enough energy to eventually learn to access the internet and how much data we have on there?
A lot of porn.
well, I know. That wasn't my goal. My goal is to point out, like, God damn it.
I mean, their aliens gonna probably too.
People arguing on Facebook and porn. The internet.
They're gonna be like, oh wow, these people were advanced people going through like Reddit, and then they're gonna find, oh my, what's this?
Alrighty.
Senses of humor.
We have found evidence of a human mating dance.
Oh God.
We found 22 billion videos of.
Apparently, it was very important to them. They had to educate their young as to how to procreate. It was not a natural instinct.
Dude, honestly though, that could be a very easily made assumption. The fact that we have that much information, right, on like just
There's
having
so many
sex.
different ways as well. There's big busty milfs and there's sometimes it's 2 males or 2 females. Sometimes
How
it's
does that
12
work?
males and 1 female. Sometimes it's 30 females and 1 male. It doesn't make sense, but they did it.
The human mating rituals are very interested in
And
that.
here we have 1 male and 30 female. We have the main king of the parade, and we have yes, they must be reenacting the lions.
This is the Lion King.
The lion, he may.
But you know that, like,
You know they like to get under that rock.
it's entirely possible. In 1,000
bathroom.
years, supposing our civilization no longer has
Use it?
internet and stuff, everything
yeah.
goes down.
Where is
Humans
it?
survive. They're gonna
Stairs.
think that we worship
just keep
these
going
comic
forward.
book characters.
Or like these
Literally
laptops.
right across from the stairs.
Alright, Donald's gone. Alright, well, we might as well get on to the final show.
Like go up them?
Yes.
Like, walk up them.
Supergirl.
Supergirl's
Oh,
an
okay,
interesting.
Yeah.
Alright, there.
Dolan is going to the bathroom.
Alright, bye,
Having a
Donald.
hard time finding it, despite the fact it's right in front of him.
So Supergirl is actually based out of a separate Earth. I think it's Earth 32.
Yeah, some weird Earth number.
So in case you didn't know, DC subscribes to the multiverse theory.
They love that theory.
Mm-hmm. And so the Flash in season 2 discovers he doesn't have the ability to travel through different universes, but characters in the Flash do. They can travel to different worlds, and at one point Barry runs into. He has like a tachyon particle accelerator on his chest, and he's able to run into different dimensions, and he runs into Earth 32, which is where Supergirl lives.
Which is cool, because you kind of see a different aspect. Like, Superman's there and shit. Like, you don't see Superman until season 2 of Supergirl, but, like, it's cool just knowing, like, at least they can... I feel like it was kind of a clever way, because I feel like if they started just putting every character on that planet...
Otherwise, Supergirl's just too OP.
Yeah, and then if, like, Superman and Batman were all on that same Earth, it'd kind of start to get a little... I feel like it'd get crowded. Like, I can just picture, like, a picture of an Earth, and it'd be like, superhero, Martian Manhunter, we got Firestar, we got all these people on here, and just too many...
Yeah. Supergirl's a good show. I like it. It's very different feeling from the other ones as well.
It's a little bit more, again, like Arrow season 3 for me. I didn't hate it or anything. I didn't dislike it as much as I disliked Arrow season 3. I just kind of, for season 1, I kind of had to push myself to finish watching it, I felt like. Compared to it season 2, which I had no problem finishing. But, it's good. I enjoy it, and like how they reveal a character named Martian Manhunter and stuff. It's like he's a cool character, so I enjoy it.
Hello.
Welcome back, Donald.
Hello.
Do you have anything you'd like to mention about Supergirl?
Haven't seen it,
Yeah.
Same.
but she's a female.
Who is super? Hence her name, super female.
Super female.
Su-
Super
call
female
it.
woman girl.
Yeah.
She actually beats Superman in season 2, which is interesting.
Fake news.
Fake news. Yeah, that's fake.
Dude, that's some fake news.
I just thought it was interesting. Like, obviously, I'd make my freaking lead character beat anyone they're fighting as well. But I don't know. I just felt like Superman was such an iconic character.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in comics and video games,
Did
on
you
a
say
regular
Superman?
basis, Supergirl's stronger than Superman. So It makes sense. It's bound to happen. I just didn't think they were going to introduce Superman. I thought they were always just going to have, like, just Clark texting her.
Did you say that Superman is like a... Like, what'd you say Superman was?
Wait, what if someone stole Supergirl's phone? Like, I'm sorry. No. I don't care what you said, Donald. You're being honest here.
It's podcast in a nutshell.
Fuck you.
Alright, bye, Donald.
No, you didn't have to bleep it out. Fuck you.
We haven't been bleeping it out before, but okay. I just thought it was interesting, like, how, like, she has him under Clark Kent. The text message she get is, way to beat him. I've never been able to beat blah, blah, blah before. You're doing great as Supergirl. Literally, she gets pickpocketed and someone, like, hacks her.
You're doing great as Supergirl?
Yeah! So, like, if her
like,
phone gets hacked or something and someone's just going through it and sees Superman and Supergirl. Oh. Well, Clark Kent's Superman.
They could just be, like, faking it.
Also fake news. Fake texts.
Fake text!
They'd just be like, oh, those are just...
No, I mean, if you stole the phone and went through it and you saw that, I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm assuming this is just not real. I'd be like, oh, fuck yeah, I just found out who Superman is.
I mean, to be fair, their disguises are glasses.
Yeah, no, they're a joke, is what they are. But
It's hiding in plain sight, guys.
Joke's on them. They don't need glasses.
And I like how the explanation as to why Superman and Supergirl just have to wear glasses is people don't want to believe that the superhero is just this person that they know.
Yep.
So they just took off their glasses. Like, they don't even know who they are.
I feel like, you know rap, right? You like rap?
Yes.
You know Jaden Smith?
Yes.
He released a song called Batman.
Wasn't that good?
It was okay. It's not bad.
It was okay.
It's not bad. Like
Okay, it's not bad. No, I should have said it's not bad. You're right. You're right.
Have you heard it?
Yes.
You hear it?
I know.
I don't think it's bad because like I don't know. I like his music.
It's not
in the
bad.
sense that
It's bad.
It's very like laid back and like
It's chill. It's chill.
Yeah,
music.
exactly.
It's
Nostalgic.
like you smoke a blunt and you lay back. Just kidding. Drugs
That
are
is
bad,
not
kid.
at all how I
Avoid
did that.
avoid drugs at all costs. Superheroes don't do drugs.
Avoid.
Except for Roy. I feel like
Iron
that
Man,
Roy
Iron
guy.
Man,
Roy.
Iron Man, not Iron Man.
Royd.
Royd.
Why
did
is his
steroids.
name Arsenal? Why isn't it Royd?
Because it's too much like his name. That'd be like Royd and the guy named Roy who hangs out with Oliver Queen. Oh my god, Oliver Queen's a Green Arrow.
Royd. His name should be Royd.
I mean, he did have Roid Rage.
Like some asteroids.
I was thinking Roid Rage, but whatever floats, whatever trips your trigger there.
My trigger is very tripped.
Asteroids, man.
Asteroids.
Anyways, Supergirl's good. Yeah.
I'd say on the Jacob meter, I'm gonna give that one probably 7. 7 Jakes out of 10 Jakes.
I agree. I'm ranking it right with Arrow. Now, I want to talk about the possibility of a Batman DC show.
Gotham.
Oh, did you hear? They actually might be making
it's
a.
Gotham.
No, that's a
There's-
Fox show, and that's not...
That is technically a Fox
Doesn't
show,
Fox have the TV rights to Batman? So wouldn't that...
but more or less. I don't really know how the legalization of that works, but they're talking about making a Watchmen TV show.
Really?
Because
That'd
they
be
said that the movie was a pretty good adaptation, but they think it'll do better on TV.
But, okay, so there's a lot
Let's
of
do it on Netflix.
Batman references in the DC TV shows.
Yeah.
That could conceivably point towards a Batman show happening. I don't think there's going to be a Superman show because we have Supergirl.
Yeah.
But, like, when there's a Suicide Squad episode of Arrow. I don't know if you saw it. I think you did.
But a
I
lot
think that was in season 2.
lot of Batman villains show up. Like Harley Quinn shows up at the end.
Of what?
Harley Quinn is, like, a weird cameo in it.
Are you okay, buddy?
Yeah, I'm just stuck in this chair.
Here, dude.
We're good. All right, continue.
Diggle is arguing with his girlfriend Lila, and you just hear a voice from a cell in Argus where they're getting all the Suicide Squad members say, "Hey, you two seem like you need some therapy. You know, I'm a psychiatrist." And then someone just bangs
That was
on the window and is
oddly-
like, "Shut up."
That was oddly a really good Harley
Yeah, that was
Quinn
pretty
impression.
decent. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if you were female, it'd probably be better, but...
Well, yeah.
Higher voice.
Yeah, but overall, that was
That
pretty good.
Harley Quinn.
Puddin'.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna try. You guys are weird.
Puddin'.
So that shows that Harley Quinn is in
should do
the
it more.
Arrowverse, technically.
And
Do it
King
again.
Shark,
You should
he's a
talk
Suicide
to,
Squad member.
You should talk the rest of the podcast like a short
Like-
Harley Quinn.
Like Harley?
No, please don't. I'm actually creeped out. The more it was cool at first, but now it just gets kind of creepy throughout.
You should keep doing
Okay,
it.
pudding.
All right, that's enough there. We can.
What did he sound like? Oh, he sounded like from he was Looney Tunes there, like rabbits. We're hunting rabbits. When he said
Elmer Fudd.
Rabbit fever. Duck
I'm
fever.
hunting rabbits.
Yeah. I probably sound like I'm
What's
really
up,
high.
Doc? Yeah, kind of, dude.
Impeccable.
And in the Arrow, there's an article, like a future article that shows up quite a bit. I mean in the Flash, not the Arrow.
Yeah, Flash.
There's like a future article that shows up quite a bit. And if you actually read it, one of the articles below it, the main article is Flash missing, vanishes in crisis. But there's an article below it that is all about how Queen Consolidated and Wayne Tech Enterprises are having a merger.
Oh shit! That's lit. I didn't read that. I didn't even see that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you need to step up the game,
I will kill you.
please.
What else? They even straight up talk about Batman. Two of the main characters talk about Batman in Supergirl.
Yes, they do.
Because, okay, so one of the characters is Jimmy Olsen, and he wants to be a superhero because he's best friends with
That Trump
Superman.
that died at the beginning of BVS.
Yep.
Yeah, they did not do him justice in that show.
Wait, what?
Jimmy
happened?
Olsen's the
Movie.
main character. Jimmy Olsen is a reporter for the Daily Planet
Yeah.
who is
Usually
one
his-
of
usually-
Batman's best friends.
Usually he's like he's like a young
A
kid,
scrawny,
young,
yeah.
scrawny ginger kid
Yeah,
who takes pictures.
I-
Now
I-
he's a muscular black man in this one. Yeah,
Whoa!
very muscular.
The
dude.
glow up is real.
Yeah.
And so he's best friends with Supergirl and Superman, and so he's like, I'm tired of being just the sidekick who gets called in with his camera and reports. I want to help people.
That.
And so he...
I love that.
Let Harrison finish.
Sorry, I do I love that.
I know you do, Dolan.
I love that.
And so he convinces one of the other characters to make him a suit of armor with a shield. And every time I see him fight, I'm just like, get your Captain America looking ass out of here.
Yeah.
Fucking. And so he fights as the Guardian. And so he's talking with the one character, and he's like, oh, come on, you don't have to have superpowers to help people. I mean, you know Clark's friend? You know, the one with, like, and he does, like, these bat ear pointy things? And he's like, oh, yeah, him? But he's a criminal. And I was like,
But he,
fucking say Batman.
or like when they do the I've lived long enough to see Dark Knight's Rise, and
I've seen long enough to see Men of Steel and Dark Knights die.
something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. That's said in Legends of Tomorrow. Which also would imply that Superman somehow makes his way into the Earth 1 of the Arrowverse.
Somehow.
Anyways, there's lots of references to Batman.
Which I love. I just love all the references they make. Like, it's just kind of cool. The character who plays the Atom, in like the early 2000s, played Superman in Superman Returns. So when he meets up with Supergirl, Supergirl looks at him a little bit, she walks away and he looks at everyone. He's like, she kind of looks like my cousin, which is a huge nod to Superman Returns, which I really thought was funny. Like, they just do little references to everything. Which I
I
like.
think I like Marvel better. So.
Okay, well, this isn't a
Yeah,
Marvel
I do
versus
too.
DC. This isn't a Marvel versus DC. This is just what
I'm
is
just
DC?
saying I know so much more about Marvel than I know
jack
DC.
shit. So,
Yeah, I know.
hey,
All right, what do you want to? What do you think about the Marvel movies? Defender for the last like 5 minutes.
Oh gosh, I haven't seen any of them.
I'm more of a Marvel. I'm more of a Marvel fan.
I just haven't seen the
We're
last
all
one
shit, man.
because I just don't go to the movie theater.
What do you mean? No, I'm talking about the TV shows on
Oh.
Netflix.
Oh, I like Daredevil. I really like Daredevil.
Have you
You-
seen Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist?
I've seen some of the Luke Cage. I haven't
Yeah,
seen
she
any of
doesn't
the
even. You suck.
What the fuck was that?
That's my disapprove. I think Marvel does TV shows better. I just like Marvel
No,
overall.
and then
then he straight up
whoa,
goes,
no.
"Well, I haven't seen them all."
I said I like Marvel better. I didn't say I like their TV shows better.
I mean,
didn't say I like
we
their
were
movies
talking
better.
about the TV
I
shows.
just said.
Do you get where I got the implication, Harrison?
I guess.
Because we're talking about TV shows, and you're like,
Well-
well, I just prefer Marvel. Oh, so you've seen all the Marvel TV shows? Well, I like Daredevil.
See,
Jake, it's called a preference.
stop
you
taking
don't need
stop
evidence.
taking words
you
out of
don't
my
need
mouth,
reasoning.
Jake.
I like to use things against you if it's not for DC. If you're not on DC's payroll, get the hell out of here.
Dude, I'd love to be on DC's payroll.
Same.
Like, I could take pictures for him.
DC up any day.
Yeah, don't. Can you bleep out everything I said there? Because like, if DC wants to hire me as a photographer, just.
No, I don't think.
Okay.
They can,
Yeah, I don't think
that's
gonna
gonna
happen.
hire someone, especially. All right, let's see.
Excuse me, he
you're-
just said especially.
Yeah,
How are
no,
you gonna finish
especially
that?
someone who literally just said, "I prefer Marvel." Like,
Okay. I mean, I definitely.
That's their
would.
concern.
well,
You
young,
think
young,
everyone who works at
underqualified, doesn't have the tech
You
for
think
it.
everyone who works at DC
I think
is
I've
a
more
Oh,
than
your
qualified.
camera's amazing. You're right. No, I'm just joking. You're very qualified. The pictures you took for me were amazing.
I think you're decently qualified.
I mean, the when I said
So,
just more
lenses
underqualified, I like to
and
go on
stuff
record
like
because I'm
that.
comparing you to people who've been doing this for like 45 years.
Yeah, I'd say actually more qualified just because a lot of technology's changed. But it depends on if those people are able to keep up with the times. Anyway, we're not talking about photography.
So,
here.
what is your what Marvel movies haven't you seen?
What Marvel movies haven't I seen?
Yeah.
Let's.
He hasn't seen Iron Man.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I'm
Thor,
assuming.
I have not seen that one. I'm sorry.
Spider-Man: Homecoming, but you haven't seen that one.
Shut up.
Um.
I have nothing to say in this conversation.
Yeah.
We're basically silent.
So Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was a new one.
What's it?
Doctor Strange.
I've seen Doctor Strange. I love Doctor.
Well, that's the
Strange.
Well,
next
that was the
newest
next
one.
newest.
I think you're
Okay.
thinking of Wonder Woman as well. When you haven't
Yeah,
seen show.
yeah, no, I
movies.
think it's just the Avengers 2 that I haven't seen.
You haven't
You
seen
haven't seen Age
Avengers
of
2?
Ultron?
No, God, yeah, I've seen that.
I was gonna be like,
Civil
how did you
War?
like...
Guardians of the Galaxy, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I know more about superheroes than I'm like sounding right now. I don't know why I'm sounding like shit, but no, I love Doctor Who. Doctor Who has been my favorite ever since I've seen like they're animated on Netflix. Like
Doctor
Wait.
Strange.
Doctor Strange or Doctor...
I was like,
Tunnel.
wait.
I love Doctor Who.
I love Doctor Strange. I love Doctor Strange. Ever since I've seen like the animated one on Netflix like 6 or so years ago, I've loved it. I think I've always loved it, and I just like the concept. And then the movie came out. Stop making fun of me.
Someone get the hook. Get the hook, somebody. What is this? This is awesome.
It's a basically a power bank with that.
You threw a power bank at me,
Yeah.
dick.
Did it actually hurt though?
No, it hurt my feelings.
It hurt my feelings.
Yep, you've been doing that to me all night though.
It's true.
You literally just said grab a hook to like pull me off a stage.
Because you said like 8 things wrong in a row.
It was literally 2. And
3.
And you already want to get. He already wants to get me off the stage. You're the Simon.
Because you're shy.
You're the
You
Simon
spent the
Cowell
last
here.
15 minutes shining this flashlight into my eyes. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I did it for like 10 seconds. Can you calm down a little bit? And I did it for 10 seconds like twice.
Bro,
Don't lie to the audience.
dude, if you wanna get naked and fight right now, I will get naked and fight.
No, I'm okay. Thanks.
All right.
What are your opinions of the Marvel Universe, Dolan? Tell us
It's
about
cool.
it. Is that your
Cool.
only thoughts?
I like their movies. The way that they're doing the movies is just so good. Like everything, like the transitions from one movie to the next, and just the storyline flows really well.
See, yeah, I agree with you. That's the issue with DC.
It's just kind of a movie, like a random movie that they almost put out, and then like the next one.
Well, that's kind of the cool thing about DC. Like, if DC was like, hey, we're going to make a movie about Nightwing that has nothing to do with the universe we're making, people wouldn't be like, oh, what the hell? But I feel like if Marvel did a movie right now that they were like, hey, we're going to do a movie about the West Coast Avengers that has nothing to do with this universe we're setting up, people would be like, where does this fit in with the universe? Why is it like, I feel like they've kind of backed themselves into the point where like every movie has to be attached now. When DC,
Isn't that their goal?
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
And
yeah, I
that's-
know,
So
but it's
what's
kind
the problem there?
And if you think about the success
You-
though of the continuing storyline, you think of X-Men too, and you think of like what they're doing with Avengers. So I think honestly, like that's the way that DC should probably go.
But what are you talking about? X-Men? What?
The way that they've continued their storyline with
X-Men
movies.
doesn't continue. X-Men kind of just
It's all
says,
part of a story.
yeah,
all part
but
of
it's
the
such
story.
it's so jumbled and stuff.
It's
they kind of
jumbled,
just
but it's
give
still a
up,
story.
more or less.
Yes.
If you're a fan that wants to be able to, you can find the storyline. The storyline exists.
Even the writers have admitted that they've had to go around a lot of barriers and that there's a shit ton of like Logan.
But
they
still,
literally
though.
just said screw it and just did it.
Well, no, what Logan is the future. It's actually like I think if it's the future of what would have happened if Days of Future Past didn't happen. So what it is if they didn't go back in time and save it, all the what are they
I'm just
called?
saying, like-
Mutants?
not the thing that killed mutants.
Oh, the Sentinels?
The Sentinels, like if they didn't stop The Sentinels.
Well, no, it was the Sentinels weren't the ones that wiped him out.
They were the ones killing him at the end.
Yeah, but the thing that killed all of their friends and everything was Professor X. When he had the seizure, like that's a whole pivotal point. When he's laying in the bed, and he's like talking to the past Logan that was made. He's like, I remember them all dying. It was my fault. When he's crying, and he's like, Logan, and he gets stabbed through the chest.
As you do.
As you do when you see Logan.
What do you mean in
Just-
the Logan, like...
In the Logan movie.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's how they all get wiped out.
But
They all
still,
die
though,
at
like,
the end.
essentially what I'm saying is there's still
I
a storyline.
I get what you're saying, but it's just like, have you heard like the criticism they've gotten for it?
Yeah,
Because
I mean,
it gets
they
jumbled,
they
like-
definitely haven't done the best job.
Exactly, but
there's
like,
a storyline there.
That's example of how you do it. Like I think Disney's Marvel and everything is doing it right, but I feel like the Fox X-Men is kind of an example of how like it can get jumbled if you don't pay enough
It's
attention.
jumbled, but you can't deny that it's not successful.
More or
Right.
less, some of them have gotten some of the worst reviews of superhero movies gotten
But
on.
still,
Rotten
they're still able to make them and still continue to make money.
They literally had to make one movie where they rewrote the entire timeline, where they had to undo what one of the movies did.
But they're still making money, and that's the whole point of it.
Alright, fair enough.
I said they're successful.
Yeah, but
I didn't say they were good.
yeah, but
Commercially
DC's
successful.
making money commercially as well.
But that's true. That's true. I mean, honestly, I feel like if they would have I'd be interested to see them do like some of the movies with the TV shows, in the sense that they cast the same actors.
Fair enough.
Kind of continue that like universe in a sense.
I think it's kind of the
which is sorry.
No, you can
It's
finish.
kinda
Yeah, sorry.
like what Marvel's doing, and like part of the reason why I think that like that part like drew me into it. Like I want that to happen, but I also think that would be kind of copying Marvel, and I think people would see it as that way.
Also, DC, definitely writers of DC know that they're not as successful as Marvel, so they want to have two fallback plans. Like if the movies keep botching, at least they have amazing TV shows to fall back on, because if the movies are botching, do you really want to watch the TV shows that are part of the same universe?
True.
So at least
if like a TV show flops and they try to continue like, I understand what you're saying.
So like if
It's
they were like if they made a like if Supergirl was somehow attached to the universe, right? The cinematic universe. What if they're like, all right, Supergirl for 5 seasons, that's going to lead perfectly in there, but Supergirl gets canceled after 3 seasons. So then you're screwed. The thing with Netflix is you don't have as much as like you're canceled after 2 seasons when you do a straight Netflix original, but since they're since they're on like a network, the network can cancel them if they're unsuccessful. So they were like had a set plan, and then they're like, that's what happened with Star Wars: The Clone Wars when Disney bought out Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars: The Clone Wars, Disney was like, you have 3 months to finish the storyline. Good luck. And they're like, crap, we had 3 more seasons planned, and then they had to.
Didn't they they have like another variation of it though now, don't they?
Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah, that's.
But what DC is doing wrong with their movies, I think, is they're rushing it.
Yeah, they're trying to catch up. They're trying to play catch up.
And they shouldn't be. They should just be like, they should just accept the fact
They
that
started
Marvel got there
doing it.
first, and now it's their turn, you know?
Yeah.
I think they need to focus a lot more on the story and the plot development as well as character development within the movies.
Yeah, they need to establish all the characters before they decide to do a big everyone comes together movie.
Yeah.
They did do well with Christian Bale's Batman though.
That's not a part of
That's
the
not part of the
universe.
universe.
I know it's not part of
It's
the
not?
universe.
Oh,
but
no,
we're
that-
talking about
Well, freaking
DC.
Yeah,
The
well,
Dark
in
Knight
general.
Rises is like the superhero movie people compare things to. Like that's
Honestly,
still
that's probably,
considered.
like my favorite superhero movie is probably.
It's considered like
Rises.
one of the best, and I mean
The
like
Dark Knight?
sure, Dark Knight
You said
Rises. Oh yeah, just Dark Knight. Sorry.
Yeah.
The Dark Knight, like that trilogy is considered one of the best trilogies as well, but that solo movie is considered like one of the best. Like on Watch Mojo's top 10, it is like the only superhero
Because
movie
I
that
think
made it
it just
in there.
comes down to the charisma of all the actors there.
Well, Yeah, the thing is it was successful because like the darkness, they did it just right. Now DC movies are still trying to be dark,
Yeah,
but they're missing it. They're
they're like,
missing.
Heath
The Christian Bale movies were successful and amazing. Keep it going.
Because they knew how to
But-
do it.
They
I'm
did
not
it
saying
wrong.
they
They
did
did
it
it
right.
dark
Do
in
it.
the wrong way. They did it dark in the wrong way.
But yeah, so my biggest issue with them is that they're rushing it. They're trying to do the Justice League without establishing Cyborg, Flash, Aquaman,
Yeah.
who are all 3 major players in the Justice League. And they're just like, we're going to do it. We've only
Martian.
established Wonder Woman, Batman, and
Martian.
Superman, and Batman hasn't even had his own
Martian
movie.
Manhunter's not in it.
It's gonna be a
It's
bunch
not
of
even-
like
It's only going to be the like, 5 big
exposition
names.
and action with no actual plot development.
Yeah. Well, no, I
like
think
Booster
Darkseid's in it.
Gold.
Booster Gold is dope
I
as
love
hell.
Booster. And
He's-
Seats.
He doesn't matter at all. Like his thing is wow.
He's just so minimal.
He's
like,
from the time. He's from the beginning. But then like there'll be like these mass things where like that starfish creature took over everyone, and somehow Booster Gold hasn't been taken over yet. And
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like it's my time. Like there'll be like these huge events where all these OP characters get taken over, and it's just like Booster Gold's still there to help. And it's like, what the hell's Booster Gold not getting his
Do you guys
fucked
know
up?
Booster Gold?
I have no idea
No.
what you're talking about.
He's
He's
such a-
basically a guy from the future that came back and
Who
used
stole-
all this technology from the future. Just came back in time
He was
to
a
become
security.
superhero.
He was a security guard at a superhero museum. Stole a bunch of superhero stuff. Decked himself out in like a gold suit. Called himself Booster Gold. Has a little gold sidekick little robot thing,
Seats.
and just goes back in time. It's like
It just becomes a superhero.
he just. He's just superhero back in time.
It's so,
It's like
like,
he's just Booster
When
Gold.
I
He
like
just-
first heard about him, like I watched him in a, like an animated movie where what happened is like there's this big fight and the Justice League are there to help him, and he goes on the side and like helps fight like his own little thing, and
He's
it's just this cool.
He's
little
funny.
story.
He's like he's a
so
funny guy. Like
He's
got the
I'd say he's
charisma.
close to like a Tony Stark.
he's like a
charisma.
Tony Stark charisma, but
But-
in his own way.
Yeah, definitely.
Like in
his
a
own
not
way.
a he's not a self.
He's not douchey. Like he's
he's
not
not
douchey. He's just
douchey
kinda
or a drunk.
Awkwardly
Like,
funny.
Yeah, that's the thing. He seems like with Tony Stark. I love Tony Stark. Don't get me wrong, but
Oh,
his
yeah.
is like a cocky douchebag drunk,
Yeah.
or with a drinking problem. Booster Gold's just like a genuine guy who's not the sharpest tool in the shed and just kind of got his shot at being a superhero and is somehow doing
'Cause
everything
he did
right.
Something illegal.
Yeah, he's just like he literally stole to become a superhero and it worked. Like
A little backwards.
he just does his own thing, man. Booster Gold's dope.
I like it.
He's one of my favorite characters. He's not underrated or
he's one of
anything.
my
Like
favorite.
he's probably about where he deserves to be on the.
No,
People know.
Nobody knows who he
Yeah,
is.
that's about where he deserves. He's
But there's
nothing.
like a few fanboys, and I like.
I'm
him.
a family. Booster Gold's fucking hilarious, man.
He's got his own like couple seconds and shows.
He's in Flashpoint in the Flashpoint comics. Side Flashpoint, like Booster Gold Flashpoint, like Doomsday like kills him or something. I don't remember. He gets fucked.
Doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, he's the guy that'd probably be the one of the few guys to die first. Cause he literally, I don't.
But
think-
somehow he avoids all these major traps.
Yeah.
Like you'll see all these people getting taken over, and he's just there. He's like, "What are we gonna do, guys? Like, what? How are you still here?" Like in Batman:
Yeah,
Brave
how
and the
are you-
Bold, there's like this scene where like all these characters get taken over, and there's like 4 of them left, and Booster Gold just walks in. He's like, "What's going on, guys? Everyone's taken over. What do we do?" And it's like,
What's going on?
"How are you alive? Like, what are you doing?"
He's like, oh man, so like. Out of a group, there's like a group of people, and there's that one dumbass. That,
He's
like,
the dumbass, he
he'd
just
expect
gets
to die
lucky.
first, and he doesn't die.
It's like Cabin in the Woods when the stoner comes back at the end. He's literally that stoner. You're like, "Oh, he's screwed. He's screwed. Oh my god, he's winning!" Like.
I feel like it'd be like the new Michael Myers Friday the 13th game. Like he's the guy that you go after first because you think he's gonna get like be an easy kill.
And then
I've
he's
never
not.
played the game.
Then
but-
he's not an easy kill.
Yeah.
It's funny. He's.
Cabin in the Woods is stupid.
I thought it's a very clever movie. It's gotten a lot of critical
Oh,
acclaim.
it's good till the end.
Never seen it.
Oh, well,
Spoiler alert!
Alright,
Stoner
so
guy comes at the end.
I thought it was clever because it's like a reference. We're the gods. Have you never heard that theory?
no.
If you rewatch it, literally they're explaining us. Literally, they're like, you got to put in a little nudity. That's all they want. That's what they're expecting from it. Like, we're the gods that they're referencing. Like, it has to happen
like-
a certain way.
It's like the Deadpool of horror movies.
Yes,
but
that's
less-
why it's so critically acclaimed. Is
Yeah.
it's a clever horror film.
Okay.
If you look
See,
at it as a normal horror film, it's bad.
Yeah.
You got to look at it as
You gotta look at it as a commentary.
yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard Get Out is good,
Get Out is really good.
really good.
But
but I don't do horror
TS.
movies.
But
see,
I
I
do
just
like
I watched Cabin in the Woods expecting a typical horror movie with the
You
cool
know, yeah.
idea of like it's a company controlling the monsters and stuff, and then they were just trying to sacrifice them to gods, and I was like, that's stupid.
How every JRPG ends.
But I guess if
With
it's like
gods.
if it's like the viewers are the gods, that's a little different. Yeah.
Good talk. I think we've almost made full. I think we've wrapped this up pretty well. I think we can everyone do their stretch.
I just hit my wall.
Sorry. Alright. Well, that's our thoughts on DC.
Honestly, Seth, your house is really nice. Oh,
Thank you.
Explained
just
in
to let
full.
you know, next week we're doing a house tour.
No, we're not.
We're gonna set signs
This house
up.
will never be in a clean enough state to do a house tour.
No. We're just gonna set up a sign. If any viewers feel like coming down, they can.
Fuck that. I'm not letting strangers into my house.
MTV's Cribs. Let's go.
Let's go!
No!
That is so good.
There's your staring at our house, be like, yo, this is my crib. Come on.
This is my parents' crib.
Talk like that.
This is my
Oh my
parents'
God.
crib.
Like we just you know how they're doing it on Snapchat now? They do it on the Snapchat stories. They brought back, and that'd be great if they just
Just like, yo, this is my crib. I'm Seth.
That is
Come
the
on in.
definition of white trash.
They come in and you're like,
They're rich,
yo,
man.
this is my living room. Tall ceiling. Let's go. Come on, down to the
Try and
basement.
touch that ceiling, I dare you.
Come on down to the basement. I'm gonna show you my PS4. Why weren't you playing Diablo?
Because I platted it on Thursday.
God damn it, Seth.
Austin baited me into doing
Oh,
we
you
it.
know
still-
what?
are we
Austin's not your mother.
Are we still recording?
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay, bye. I think
Why would...
you can leave now.
Okay, bye. Guys.
Bye, guys. Go home. Stop listening to us.
Hey.
I could have been playing Diablo. I had nothing to contribute. I could have been playing something else, to be honest.
See, I like Diablo. I played it on my PlayStation 3 for a little bit, just to try it out, and I liked it. But I just liked PC so much better.
Okay.
But that's because I'm a PC gamer, so.
Master Race.
It's fine. I
It's
mean,
my
if you
brother's
feel like
ideology.
if you feel like playing on PS4 and Xbox One, that's up to you. But I
Who's-
personally would rather have.
Do you
No.
prefer a PlayStation or an Xbox?
I'm a PS4 guy.
PlayStation? Harrison?
Yeah, PlayStation.
Seth?
We've had this conversation on the podcast.
PlayStation.
But I'm just saying, you know, if personally, I think if
I'm
you're
a fan
getting
of
an
a
Xbox or
CDI.
a PlayStation or a computer, that's up to you.
Hey, guys,
But
what's the date today?
24th.
anyway, I like the PC because it has more options in
Third.
terms of updating your hardware.
Fourth, fifth?
It's the 4th.
Okay.
So like, I think a computer has a much longer life, obviously, and that's the draw.
Did you get a text
Because
for the 25th?
I have a thing, so I check my banking things to see if I have like with the purchases that I've made. It just says debit purchase minus $5.03, and then for the thing when it happened, it says 6-26-2017. How
It's
did I
going
make?
to happen.
How did I make a purchase in the future?
You're gonna make a $5 purchase in 2 days.
We
I'm
got
pissed.
charged for overage data the day after our bill was done. I'm not joking. It was like, oh, just so you know, you're getting charged for 50 extra gigabytes on your house internet for the billing period ending on the 10th. It was the 12th.
You should get better internet.
Yeah, I should. Anyways,
I'm talking to my dad about trying to get better internet.
please like, comment, and subscribe on this video if you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for listening to our opinions on DC. And
mainly Harrison and Jake's opinions. But
Yeah, it was really just those two, but you know, it's cool.
we're
Hey man, I'm not here often, so
Yeah, no, it's
ever.
I was a special guest. Yeah, this was my one time.
And tune in next week.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye forever.
I don't know what we're going to talk about.
Cool.
Bye.
It's part
We
of the
could
fun.
talk about.